Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Project Star, officially listed on the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange, JSSE, is the first social IPO to list. At the listing ceremony Tuesday morning, co-chair and sponsor of Project Star, Keith Duncan, says millions have been raised and more than 1,800 persons have been impacted by the initiative.
Through this campaign, we have been able to get the national visibility because we launched a really powerful campaign for at least 4 or 5 months from about May through to about November we closed out. And we have been able to, over the life of Star, up to date, raise over $400 million. Over 74 people at this early in the program are in solid jobs, retain their jobs.
Chairman of the JSSE, Professor Neville Ying, says the listing comes with increased expected outcomes.
This project must uplift the people in different communities and better their lives and livelihood when this project is going. So that's the first expectation. Second, and you mentioned it, and we're going to hold you to that, we expect the project to work in collaboration. There are several other projects and persons operating in the same space that you will be. What we expect is that you'll all come together for the common good of Jamaica.
It's also expected that the project will encourage support from the diaspora. Project Star, which stands for Social Transformation and Renewal, started in September 2022 and is being executed by the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, in partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. It's set to run until 2026 and aimed at helping to reduce crime and increase productivity through social intervention with private sector support. Jamaica realized a marginally lower trade deficit for January to September last year. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin says the difference between the sum spent on imports and what was earned from exports was $4.38 billion. Now that's down from the $4.52 billion trade deficit registered for January to September 2022. This reflected higher import earnings. Now for the 9 months, Jamaica spent $5.94 billion on goods coming into the country. That's imports, up from $5.79 in the same period for 2022. Exports also moved up from $1.27 billion for January to September 2022 to $1.55 billion last year. Now, the higher spend on imports was due to 7% more money being spent on raw materials, intermediate goods, and 19% more for capital goods, excluding motor cars, and a 32% increase in the value of imports for transport equipment. Now, revenues from total exports were driven by increased exports of crude minerals, excluding fuels, valued at $470 million. To the currency market now, trading ended with banks and Cambio selling the US dollar for an average $156.89. The Canadian is going for $116.16. $198.38 is the going rate for the pound, while the euro is trading for an average $170.52. And finally, the JSE index gained 919 points today, while the junior market index improved by 10 points. Among the 43 winners were the Lab, Caribbean Assurance Brokers, Epley, Dollar Financial Services, and JMB Group 8.5% US dollar shares. The 46 losers included Caribbean Cream, ISP Finance Services, Consolidated Bakeries, Sterling Investments, and Massey Holdings. 19 stocks traded firm. And that's the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. Good evening.